This thing was full, top to bottom. They're hanging all over. We have cantaloupe, watermelon, pickles, all kinds of stuff dangling. This year, not so much. Good morning. It is beautiful. It's a little bit warm out. It's supposed to be pretty warm today, but it is overall a beautiful, beautiful morning. We're gonna let puppy dog out. What are you doing? You hiding underneath the little shack there, buddy? Come here, big puppy. Come here, big puppy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, buddy. So the kids have really been on a kick picking tomatoes, and we got a lot of them that are ripe now. Early this summer, we planted it was 2 full rows. I don't know, it was like 23, 24 tomato plants. Some full size, some yellow, some red, a bunch of small cherry tomatoes, and they're all ripening right now, but they are just loving coming up to the garden, and they're picking just bucketfuls at a time. And then we take them down to the house. And last night was the first night. Wife made salsa out of some for the first time. So now we've got a new fun use for our tomatoes and our peppers, jalapenos. They kind of been hitting them pretty hard, but they are still leaving tons and tons behind. We have so many. And actually one of my new favorites is probably this back here. I can't remember what it's called, but they're yellow. They're super sweet. They're super soft flesh. They are so good to eat. And juicy, so juicy. But also last night, my daughter made a comment that the sweet corn's ready, which I don't know what that means. She said she ate one, so I have a feeling. Oh yeah, it looks like they kind of been in here. Might have trampled a couple down. Yeah, they've been out here, but you can see we got some good ones. I think I'm gonna pull one of these, and we're gonna see just what it looks like on the inside. Oh. Kids dropped a tomato on the ground. I stepped on it and it popped, squirted straight up right into my shoe. But yeah, let's pull one of these things. I'm gonna pull from back here. I mean, they are the little silkies. They've got a little dry on top. I think we're gonna have some good ones here. They're not the biggest. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That looks so good. Wow. That is so sweet. That is so good. Yeah, we got some sweet corn ready to go. Nova out there found the shade. Yeah, she knows it's hot out. It is getting very, very warm, and it's just morning now. I think it's supposed to feel like about 98, 99 today. But as good as the garden has done this year, there's one thing that has not done very well, and that is this all right here. These are all my watermelons, cantaloupes, all my viney stuff, my little trellises that I set up. I set them up all last minute. It was very rushed. I had the plants. It was the first year planting in that garden. I wasn't sure how much room I was gonna have, so I bought everything I needed, all the tomato plants, everything I needed, seeds and all, including this stuff here. Planted the garden first, ran out of space, kind of knew I would, had the idea that I was gonna put my trellises back somewhere. I didn't have a designated spot for them since the storm took out our last garden and I moved it all up here. So last minute, I decided let's just plop these down the middle of the orchard, see if we can make it work. I literally just dug holes in our lawn and planted these plants. Now they started off pretty well, but then we had a few problems. One of the problems is basically the amount of bunnies and rabbits that we have. They came by and they just nipped off all the ends of almost all the plants at one point in time. Now, biggest problem, number 2, is like I said, I rushed to get this in the ground, didn't really prep anything. So there was the nutrients that these plants were going to need were basically being sucked up by the lawn and the grass. I didn't have them weeded. We didn't have beds for them. It was just, the whole setup was wrong, but we did have some product here. Look at this right here. Look at that. This is probably the 5th or 6th cucumber. I mean, we have, and they're delicious. They are great. It's producing. It's a tiny little plant. Normally, my last gardens, This thing was full, top to bottom. They're hanging all over. We have cantaloupe, watermelon, pickles, all kind of stuff dangling. This year, not so much. And this was really the only plant that actually produced anything. But it has stopped growing. The leaves are starting to die out. They're starting to dry. I think we're at the end of this plant, and the rest I think are just hopeless. So we're gonna go ahead and just take everything down. We're gonna rip those plants out, and we'll just see what we decide on for next year. I like the idea of the trellises going down the middle of the orchards. I like stopped mid-sentence because I could hear somebody like yelling or some weird noise. And what it is on the other side of my drive is a creek, and then it goes up and it's a giant, like, I don't know, it's a grassy field. But the neighboring property up there has like cattle and things like that on the other side. I'm pretty sure it's just some farmer either yelling at the cattle or yelling at something. But yeah, that was about it. But yeah, the trellises, I love the idea of having them kind of centered down the orchards like that. And then we have our pumpkins down this center. And then I actually have another center here that I think would just look amazing having it filled up, because right now all the trees in the orchard are not super big, so there's still a lot of sun over here. Plus, it's easy to just water all this and to keep it up and going. Unfortunately, I just didn't prep that quite well. But yeah, we're gonna grab the side-by-side quick. I think we're just gonna start. I'm gonna leave the plants in for now. I'm gonna go ahead and clip all of my ties. I zip tied every single post to the panel and a couple spots to kind of keep it in, keep it on there. There we go. I think I'm gonna drag them back down that way. Whoa, almost lost it. I'm gonna pull the plants and get them up to the compost pile. Add a little bit of something to it, I guess. I don't know, and then we'll come back and we'll just mow all this tall grass down. Oh, one little tiny watermelon. One little watermelon. Oh, it smells good too. Digging in the grass, pulling those last pieces out, and actually I found 3 more cucumbers. I know I did have, I think this was a pickling, like a pickling cucumber, or pickle, I don't even call it. And then these are just regular cucumbers. I don't know why that grew so funky. But yeah, we ended up with a few extra ones, so we're gonna take those in the house. We're gonna grab all our fence posts, and then we can run over to the compost pile. I ran back up to the garden, grabbed my corn cob that I was eating before. But normally, if I add stuff to the compost pile, I will typically, kind of depends on the size of it. Like this, I got a couple of orange peels I threw right on top, but some little thicker stuff and a little more viney. I don't know, sometimes I like to just dig a small hole, kind of get it buried inside. Just a little bit. Then we'll cover it right back up. You can actually see I got a watermelon rind right there. I just pulled right back out of there. I feel like it just kind of helps get the whole process started a little bit. And then I have these buckets sitting over here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I have these buckets. Sweet potato. Sitting over here. And when it rains, they collect water. Sometimes I like to just dump a little bit on there just to give it a little head start, get that extra moisture in there. There we go. All right, I think we're done with today's video. I'm gonna grab the mower, run down and take care of those grass chunks that were left underneath the trellises. And I think we're gonna be good for the day. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll see y'all next time. Later.